safety reasons, if the wheels are turned on the dyno, nobody's
basically just really playing with the torque limiters
until I stop the wheels.
as well as understanding where we're at for drivability and clutch. You can hear me a lot better than last week. That's great. Thank you. I got some tacos there. Little Baja action. Get close to Riverside, get some of that good Mexican food. And now we're going to head to the desert. And this is over here in Parker, Arizona. And this is one of the sections of the course. This is Riverside Drive. That's underneath the canal there. Or underneath, sorry, the bridge there on Highway 95. That right there is Alan and Dave from Tap Clutch. They came out this week with their products, testing some more products. Had a very, very successful week. Arizona has great trails. Baja has killer trails. Figured we'd start the show just showing you some videos of testing what we did, what we learned. Let's kind of let it go a couple minutes here. That's that Tap Clutch. Max riding a bicycle his size. You should probably put that helmet on instead of around the handlebars. See some custom tuning there going on for clutches. And obviously, we have a full data acquisition system. We can look at all pieces of the engine, drivetrain, transmissions. Got a little dune section going on there. I think this is probably one of the guys from Tap driving, and really just trying to get the drivability so that anybody can drive this car. You know, we don't want this thing just to be a race car. We want it to be a car that anybody can get in, from grandma to grandpa to a young kid to obviously a race car as well. So we keep trying to dial it in and get it where it's very comfortable for everybody, and also get it where it's really good in the high-speed hoops as well. I think that's maybe Zach Van Meter driving it. He thinks it's pretty special, so that's cool. I believe it has the widest cab cockpit in the in the whole industry for UTVs as of today. It's the widest inside car. There I'm running down Shea Road with some 35-inch tall tires. We just wanted to get some runs and understand what that is. The 35s are definitely harder on the belts and on belt temperature, but this is stuff that we need to learn for you guys so that we can address issues and get them the best we possibly can. Looks cool on the 35s, and it rode really good on the 35s. As you see, we're just cruising. We're not out trying to set the world on fire. Basically, just drivability, comfort, and long runs that get us, more data in the bank of what we need and what we're looking for. But these are some pretty big jumps or bumps coming off the top of the hill here. This is over next to the P Mountain on Shea Road. These are the same bumps. They did not blade it after the desert race last week, the Blue Water Challenge. So these are about 3 and 4 foot hoops, and it's going across those really good. As you see, we have it composed a lot better this trip compared to the last trip, And it doesn't look like it there, but it's, it's doing 75 miles an hour right there. We did a lot of long runs at nighttime. Max got in and did some miles for us, where we just wanted to log miles, log data on belt and clutch and everything else. As you see, all the engineers, every time we stop, we're gathering data. Daniel gathering some more data there, just really trying to understand where we're at. And all this stuff that we're doing is for manufacturing. So we got our engine tunes right, and obviously we'll continue to do more tuning as we get closer to release. But reliability's there. That's Mike Nemec back on the team. Him and Max did some miles the other night as well. Tony Cola doing some miles. And what's good is we get all the guys out there riding and driving in the vehicle. I think that has an advantage on learning curve. If they understand what we're doing, it's different than just sitting on the sidelines, where we have our engineers very involved in the testing as well as the tuning, and from all aspects of it, from engine to shocks, as you see right there. For a UTV, we've got it flying proud and happy. That's one of my buddies there. I think Donnie Guerrero came in and helped us put some O2 bungs in, and we put some exhaust EGTs in the exhaust in each individual pipe. So don't judge these components as finished manufactured parts. This is just for us to learn. All right, I'll go ahead and get into tonight's presentation. Scott will move this camera around for me, and we'll talk about belt life. We'll talk about a whole bunch of things. Thank you. All right. Perfect. We loaded up tonight. Hard to believe that this is design presentation number 33. You guys want to move those two? Yeah, let's slide these over, and we'll get these two cameras kind of where they're. All right, perfect. So I can look at the same camera. Let me know if that works, or am I blocking too far? Okay, sorry.
That's good.
All right, right about there. Just get it pointed back for me. I'm trying to look into both cameras, and I'll just kind of shoot down the middle of the road here now. This is design presentation number 33. Hard to believe that we've been doing this for 33 weeks straight. We haven't missed a week yet. We are 2 days late this time. We did take the red eye out of LA back to Charlotte last night after a very successful test in Arizona. We started the test actually in Riverside at Dugan's, and then moved over to Parker and basically logged a bunch more miles. Couple of cool pictures just to kind of show you where the car is at full bump. This is getting close to full bump. We have about 3 inches under the car at the back of the car at full compression, but shows how the bodywork does clear front and rear. Front will clear 35s really easy. We are going to have to trim the rear fender for 35s, but the car comes production as 32s. Here's a car drooped out. You can get an actual better visualization of how much wheel travel it has. And it's usable wheel travel that's very progressive. We ended up with 15 stages of front shock compression in the front, which has made the ride a lot better than where we were last week. And we put a little bit more rebound in the rear. So as you saw, it took away some of the bucking. Basically 500 miles of validation on motor, cooling packages, CVs, and shocks, as well as front differential. A lot of different drivers. It wasn't just myself out there mashing it the whole time. We had a variety of drivers driving the vehicle, from the guys from TAP to Max to the engineers to Tony Cola, the engine tuner. We've had a bunch of guys just driving it so that they all can understand where we need to make improvements and what I'm talking about. And that's something cool. You know, the Unicorn trophy truck, I can't just put anybody in it and say, okay, hey guys, go take it out. This car here, it's a production UTV. It's something that everybody can drive. I showed this picture the other day, but this right here is actually a head bleed. It does flow water all the time on our cylinder head. This will help us from head gasket failures, boiling the fluid in the head, and also if we do have an air pocket, it removes that air pocket out of the cylinder head. As you see, we've got a temperature, or that's a pressure, I believe there. Pressure on that one? No, that was a temperature, and the pressure's in the side. Yep, so we're monitoring head pressure, water in all areas, as well as this is another exit. We've got a pressure and a temperature here on both water exits. So we're exiting water in 2 areas, and that will be the same way on the production cars. So bleeding the engines should be a lot easier. Chance of getting air pockets. Very similar to what people have done with the LS engines. We use it on all the Stadium Super Trucks, and I felt it was something we definitely needed to do and build into this car as part of the production. We have been running full data acquisition on the car, measuring pressures in every entering and exiting port from water, water in, water temperature and water pressure in, water temperature and pressure out of the cylinder at the top of the head, and then out the main water line returning back. Then we also have thermostat of before the radiator, after the radiator, and then before the oil cooler, after the oil cooler. Really a lot more data. I don't believe there was any system that wasn't managed on all sides. And this is for us to learn so that we can build a reliable car and understand where we have potential problems and how we develop a solution. This is a picture of all the guys over at the dyno. When you look at this and you say, these are a couple guys out there, building a UTV. I believe that with this program, I have assembled a lot of experts. If you look just in this picture, obviously we got 2 engineers with Mike and Daniel there, and then we got Tony Cola, the engine tech. Myself, I don't know what my role would be in this piece. Maybe just putting the party together. Let's go party starters. And then Ray and his guy on the dyno, and then Alan and Dave from TAP. So it was good. We needed to get on that 4-wheel drive dyno, but then again, there's nothing like being in the desert and testing as well. You can have all kinds of dynos and simulations and all this, but desert's real life. And when you get out there, you see where your potential problems are, and we got to address them. And so we struggled with clutches the first time, came back second time. Clutches were much more manageable. Belt life was much more manageable. We ended with 250 miles on one belt at the end at about 225 horsepower. We've got some more work to do, but we're definitely closing in on it. And we have a clear direction of where we're headed. So I want to thank Ray from Dugan's opening up his shop on a Sunday. There is no rest around here right now. It's Saturdays, Sundays. It's all night. It's all morning, and it's around the world, from the guys at Albans to manufacturing facilities that are helping us around the continent to our team that's helping this thing go around to all the guys and girls at the facility that help us from, if it's accounting, marketing, sales. Really appreciate you guys all digging day in and day out for us. I see I'm sitting on the dyno. I think I was the only one that pulled it on the dyno and off the dyno, but Ray took the driver's seat, and he wouldn't let me drive it on the dyno. I don't know if he thought I was going to break his dyno. I know he runs Bryce Minzy's truck on here, and maybe just didn't want our numbers to be too good. I don't know. Just joking on that, but it's pretty cool. What do you got, Casey?
Couple
Couple trolls, okay.
They're profanity.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
They've kind of quieted down.
All right. Give me some names and we'll get them blocked off. Go ahead. Pied Piper, you're out of here, buddy. This is a family program here, and we need to make sure that we keep it that way. All right, Scott's going to go ahead and block you. I'm sorry we have to do this, guys. We just have guys that can't be professional. Maybe.
People are complaining, so we have to.
What's that?
Our normal viewers are complaining, so we have to.
They're complaining about, our viewers are complaining about their comments and their profanity, I guess, huh? All right. Well, I'm looking for it. Scott, can you handle it? Okay, Scott's got it. Sorry about that, guys. These, who knows? Maybe they're a Polaris or a Can-Am engineer. We're getting trolled by every manufacturer. I take that as a compliment, but I've got my kid watching the show. I'm sure you guys got your kids watching this and teaching them about off-road. And we're going to keep this thing professional through and throughout the whole process. So sorry about that. If somebody has any problems with me or the things we do, you're welcome to call the shop number. I will post it here in a little while, and we can have a conversation anytime you'd like. But we are going to keep it off of social media, and especially away from kids. UTV testing. We've talked a little bit already about. This is Alan up underneath there. They're snowmobile experts. They're clutch experts, but they're primarily snowmobile. So this is a fairly new world for them as well, with the dust and the rocks and the grime. I know you guys are calling me out. Okay, well, why isn't there a cover on the CVT? Please understand, we basically have changed some directions in the last 10 days to make sure we bring reliability to this product. And I don't care where it's at, what we got to do. We will build the best car in the industry, and we will continue to develop. So it will have a full enclosed CVT cover. It will have fans on the primary and the secondary, and it will have a tie bar support built into the CVT cover. So this is just for us to gather data. Don't panic. We're not changing direction. We're not doing things. We've been probably too open with all of our customers of where we're at with development. But I think that's why we have had such the influence of customers and the believers that understand what we're doing, is because we're being very transparent with you and sharing with you guys everything we're doing. So Dave and Alan, nice job. Seriously, a few weeks ago, that was one of our issues, and we come back and you guys killed it. Temperatures were very manageable. Clutches in the dirt, ran for 500 miles. No plastic pucks worn out, nothing, no rollers broken. Really, 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 really good test. So note, this is a test car, does not have full enclosure, integrated fans, or the tie bar closure, but we are sharing with you what we're doing and how we're doing. I hope you can appreciate that. We have found the sweet spot on the production shocks. By going away and coming back, making new components, some new bypass cans, some different. Actually, didn't adjust the piston at all. It was more just how we ramped up the progressive bypass can in the front. Most of our changes were in the front. Once we got the front working better, the back actually worked better too. The way it loaded the rear rebound, and because we were able to drive it into the hole and get it to do it. So very comfortable car for all types of driving: sand dunes, rocks, rock climbing, fast gravel roads, braking bumps, accelerating bumps. Very comfortable. We did have a Polaris out there with us, and it is honestly, it's black and white. It's such a big difference of the ride quality between the two, and we just continue to learn. So we are still running dual stage springs, but not actually bringing in the secondary. The secondary is just there for maybe a major bottom out, or if you want, when we start loading it with capacity in the bed, we've got that extra tuning there still waiting for us to play with. You see a water bottle there. I got called out at the test. Why do we have a water bottle zip tied to the side of the car? The reason for the water bottle zip tied to the side of the car is if it pushes any radiator coolant out of the radiator, I want to know how much. So this is just a visual for us. It will have a catch can recovery system built into it, but this was just for testing so that we know how much we're pushing. Obviously there you see we didn't push much, so we didn't think we would, but then again, you never know. The body, obviously drove it with the body on it this time. It's a lot easier to test without the body on, so you'll see us continue to do more and more tests without the body, just because we can get to the clutches, we can get to the shocks, we can inspect our engine better because we don't have to remove the bed to do it. Not that it's hard to do it, it just takes a couple minutes. It's all about time. So body, from my view, we've had multiple people drive with the body on. They felt the visibility was very good. The way the hood slopes down should be very good for rock crawling. Also give us a little bit of fender and mud support there on the front. But I think with the wider grille and the fenders and shapes the way they are, it's very, very good and very comfortable inside the car. I'm going to do live call-ins tonight. The number 5 caller is getting 4 speed ratchet straps, and we did use those on the car this week. We are using our products as they're coming in, and these things are easy. It makes it simple. We ratchet around the A-arm. It's got a built-in D-ring hook. Todd, you did an awesome job with these, and they're easy. And so 4 ratchet straps to the number 5 caller today. So 4 ratchet straps, number 5 caller. I got the phone ringing here. We'll go off and we'll put the other ones on park, and I will take number 1 right now, and we'll go from there. Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon tonight. How you doing?
Good.
Thank you for calling in, bud.
Hey, Robbie, it's Dallas. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
Not too bad. Got a question for you. I talked to you at the stand show, and I was wanting to find out if we were still on point with the first 400 cars in the second week of December.
We are, well, I'll tell you right now, since the Sand Sport show, before the Sand Sport show, we were out testing, and we had some clutch issues, okay? And we ran another supplier's primary and secondary clutches, and they were very, very, very good this week. So now it's just where we're at on the ramp up on that process.
Awesome.
I mean, I can't deliver you guys a product that's going to, run at 300-degree belt temp, and you're going to have belt failures. So please be patient with us. And the reason we're running this skeleton car is so that we can learn as much as we can and address the issue as fast as we can. The clutches, the supplier has gone back to his factory, and he's working on ETA of how fast he can produce these things so that we can get manufactured clutches.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the call tonight.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing? Missed you. Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing tonight?
Good, Robbie. How you doing?
Good. You're the second caller tonight. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? With your volume there in the background, I think we're getting some echo coming across.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I appreciate you guys being so transparent and being forward with everything. Let everybody know what's going on here, and I have no problem with. I'm a Yando, I will be a Yando owner, so I appreciate everything you guys do. That's all I wanted to say, pretty much.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate that, and as we've talked before, we cannot deliver you a failure. We got to give you the best car we can possibly give you, and make sure it's very, very reliable.
You guys are working your ass off. I appreciate that very much.
All right, thank you very much. As you see, it's Friday night here. What is it? 8:30, 8:40 here in Charlotte, and we're not just doing the show here. There's guys out in the shop working. And we've got guys, engineers are solving problems and going through the data and everything we've done.
24/7. That's what it's about, almost.
24/7 to the finish line. And, it's obviously El Jefes are coming first. Diablos will come in that second run of cars. And I think I said we're going to do the first 800 El Jefes, and then we're going to move to 500 El Diablos so that when they come out, they're race legal at all series.
588 master number. So
588. You will you'll be one of the first. You said an El Diablo, right? You're a big two-seater like we're testing.
yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All right, thank you very much, and you're obviously in the first run of those.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing today?
Good. You?
Do I look like I flew a red eye without sleep? Because I feel like it.
No, I love the show. It's awesome.
Well, thank you, and thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate everybody's comments. We had a couple people, I guess, on Insta, talking smack and using profanity. I don't know what their problem is, but I'll go back and do a little research on it. Please understand. I mean, there's no secrets here, guys. We've been very upfront with you guys, and appreciate the criticism and the compliments. So thank you.
I didn't really have too many questions tonight. I just wanted to call and say I love the show. I look forward to it every week, and I learned so much from the show.
Well, thank you. And we got some more stuff coming tonight. I'm going to show you inside the CV joints. So we brought the call-ins in a little bit early. We might lose some customers because they think when we go to call-ins, it ends. We're going to continue on with a couple more cool features at the end of this call-in. I think this was caller number 3, right? I have 2 more, I believe. To number 5, who wins the ratchet straps. But thank you, and thanks for the honesty and the support.
One thing I would like to see is, are you going to run the RG wheels out on your test vehicle?
Yes, yes, they are on. They're on their way. We have tires and wheels that the next test will have proper wheels and tires on it.
Awesome.
All right.
Got the Diablo too, so I love watching the show.
Well, thank you.
That's all I had.
All right, we're going to be back on Wednesday night this week. So in 5 more days, we're back on. So Wednesday of next week, we'll be back on, and we'll give you guys updates of how the weekend went and what we're learning.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing? You're caller number 4. Hello? Juan, you there?
Hello?
Hey, you're on with Robbie.
Hey, Robbie, what's up? It's Jeff Graham.
Hey, Jeff, how are you, buddy?
Good, good. Am I caller number 5?
No, you're caller number 4. Do you want me to make you number 5?
Hang up and call back.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, you know what? We'll give you a consolation prize here, right? Yeah, 2 ratchet straps going to Jeff. What's your master number?
45.
Master 45. I knew you were an early car. You've been a major supporter all the way through. Thank you very much. I get a kick out of some of your work as well. Jeff Graham.
Well, I'm trying to make you laugh, so I hope it's working.
Oh, you definitely make my days someday. You do some pretty creative stuff that I'd love to post all of it.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of it that Todd and me would go back and forth. Did you see that? But you're a creative dude, and thank you for your support.
Oh, no problem. Hey, Robbie, I only asked one thing. When I talked to you at the car show, I asked about the footsteps. The reason why I asked that is I want to keep it on the car. I just wanted to be able to take off the car so that way I can fit it in my toy hauler with the new slide that I got, because I bought a brand new trailer just to haul my speed UTV.
Damn it, you're gonna hate me. There is a tube behind it.
What's that? Go ahead, Robbie.
There's a tube behind it, so there's an exterior tube for people to step on. And what I can do, Jeff, is I'm going to write your number down here. Hang on one second. And I'll call you back with the width of what that tube is. And I'm sure we'll have more people interested. So we'll also...
A few weeks ago, I'm going to try to find it.
Oh, he said he answered it a few weeks ago for somebody else, Jeff.
Right.
Hang on just one second. Oh, he's going to pull it. Stay on tonight. Keep watching. And Daniel will pull CAD up like we did. This is one thing nice about being in the engineering room and having the big screen here behind me. And
Yeah, I think
go ahead.
the original measurement was 65 inches was the width of the car without the bumper or without the side step.
Okay, so the
62 or 60 in the narrow on the front side.
and that's to the bar.
Well, that's right.
That's
It
the
was narrow in
plastics.
the front.
Okay.
It was 65 in the rear and 62 or 3 in the front.
And then you go like somewhere.
Hang on a second. We're getting you outside just so you have a width, okay? This is the part I love. And this is, as you can see, this is where all the work has gone in to be able to build this data that we can come back and share it with you guys. So
Yeah.
63.
63.8 is where it's at the rear. That's the widest point.
Yeah.
Can you see that on the screen there?
Yeah.
All right, 63.8 is at the back. And there is a tube inside the plastic steps, because if I just put plastic there and a 250, 300 pound guy steps on it, or 50 or 300 pound girl steps on it, it's gonna break the plastic off. So I'm not picking on anybody here. We made this car where you open the door, you can step on the rocker and kind of get down in it and be comfortable. So we did have to put, I believe it's an 1.25 inches or 1 inch. A 1 inch tube, bent radius. It also works as side Nerf bars for the oil tank and the oil and the air filter. So it continues down along the rockers, and then it bends up and protects those as well.
Yeah. When we measured at the stand show from the outside of the tire, notice the bulge of the tire, to the car, it was 4 inches. And originally it was supposed to be 6 inches, but I'm sure the step made it a little wider. So that's where, when I went and got a trailer, I went off those measurements. But mine has a big slide, and the wall comes into the trailer, and it sits right in the middle of the car.
Well, looks like you're going to have to travel down the road with your trailer cracked open.
You told me that stand show, you should leave it open 2 inches.
So let me see. On the front side, we'll get you an exact number from the bulge.
Yeah. Probably because it's going to be about
Okay, so
inch and a half difference.
on the front side, it's 9 inches from the bulge. Measuring it right here in CAD. And I know the car is going to be the same as what we measure. We're going to check the rear here real quick for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably just put the thing in forward, see if it'll fit with the slide in, and then turn the car around, put it in backwards, and see where the wall comes up to the car. Because it's going to be right in the side of the car somewhere.
Yeah.
It might even be in the center.
All right, so the rear of the car, you got 6.9 inches is what it'll really be. So what you saw at the show.
Those were near tires. They're skinny tires on the Toyota.
Oh, there you go. It was running on Toyos, so it wasn't even 77 inches wide there. It was only 75.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So
Well, cool.
on the speed tire,
The crown molding out, I'll do it.
yep. So the speed tire is, even though it's a 9.5, it comes closer to measuring a little more than 10 at the bulge.
Yeah.
And the Toyo is a narrower tire at the bulge.
Oh, okay. Well, it might just fit then, without having to modify the trailer or the car.
Yep. So he gave you the numbers. What were they again? The front
60 and
60. So if you could pick center line of your trailer at 60, and then divide that by 2, that'd be 30. And in the rear, I believe it was 64. So you'd be 32 inches from your center line of your trailer to your slide.
Yeah.
All right.
The way I measure it, yeah, because the way I measure from the bulge of the tire on the one side up to the side of the car, and the trailer gave me 71 and a half or 72 inches, and the car should have been right about there from the bulge of the one side all the way over to the side of the car.
Can you get him that? Hang on, we can get.
well, we just did that one.
Well, no, he wants bulge to the other side of the car. He's going to park it up against the left side of the trailer, and he's going to pull the slide in between the two tires. I see what you're doing, Jeff, and I know probably other callers are like, come on, let's get on with it. But I mean, as you understand, we're here to answer your guys' questions with the best answer we can. So Daniel's going to check a number for you real quick.
Okay. Yeah, and then that'll be it, Robbie. We'll get back to somebody else because I don't want to hog the show.
We'll continue with this number, and I'll answer it online, and we'll take another caller.
Okay.
70.69.
70.69 from the bulge to the one side is what it's showing us right here.
And that's the wine.
Yep. And I had 71 and a half or 72, so it'll fit.
You're going to be close.
It's going to be close, but you know what? The car can't move.
You're going to squeeze it in there, right? Excellent. Thank you, buddy. Going to caller number 5. Hey, it's Robbie Gordon. How you doing?
Hey, Robbie Gordon. I was hoping I was number 5.
You're number 5. You got 4 ratchet straps. Who are you going to tie down with these things?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's Amy. We met you in Scottsdale. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Hey, my husband had a quick question. He's working. We were talking about how do we switch and it's probably been discussed. We haven't seen it, but how do we switch the fuel when we're going to be using the LT?
Okay, great. You're coming in at the right time because I believe my next slide is fuel. So if you stay tuned for this, I'll answer that question for you. You've only been on for 46 seconds, so I will address fuel on page number 10, which is ironic that you asked that question. You must have some sort of ESP here or something.
That's funny.
And I need to know your master number, though.
Sorry, I have you on 2 phones.
No problem. What is your, and it's Amy, right?
Yep, and I think we're master number 1947 for an El Jefe.
1947 for an El Jefe. And hang on one second. I'm not going to say this on the phone, but I have your phone number here. So hold on one second.
Perfect. And it's
Hold on. Don't give it to me. I got it here.
okay.
Keep your number private.
Thank you.
I put mine out there for anybody to call me. All right. So this is my my work number. It's on Google anyways. All right. So Amy, 1947.
Yep, and it's Wade Pierce, actually.
Wade Pierce. Okay, thank you very much. You did win 4 ratchet straps to tie down your car with, so that's pretty cool.
I'm excited. His favorite color is orange.
Awesome. So I'm assuming you got some type of an orange car?
Yeah, BRG.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that. And I will go on and answer your question. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And the show is not over. I'm going to go on for another,
Girls, are we going to be able to put bags on the doors?
Bags are built into the doors. Let's go ahead and slide on over to that slide here. And this is one of those things that I do really like. I enjoy being in the engineering room, but I also like the fact that we can just bang, turn here, right here. Can you see on the screen? It has built-in pockets like your Chevy Ford Dodge built into the doors. Okay.
Very cool. We're very excited, Robbie.
Yep, so those are built into the doors. So you have pockets here in the doors. You have a very large glove box. And then the speakers here are up high. The reason so they're high is when you stop to hang out with your friends and you're just there, you can turn on a stereo and listen to it if you choose to put it in. So those are the 2 speakers that would open up to the outside. So if you're outside the car, you can still have a stereo outside the car.
Thank you, Robbie.
You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad we had already addressed your question, and that is part of the production products. This is not, you don't have to go buy bags as an accessory. And I know we're getting nailed by some of the accessory companies here because we basically have built all the wants into the car. But, we've been doing this a long time, and I know what our customers want. I'm different than maybe a Can-Am or a Polaris CEO that probably doesn't even know what Baja or the Desert Bar or Glamis or Oldsmobile even is. So, we do this with you guys, and we're going to continue and look forward to providing you the best car in the business.
We can't wait. Thanks so much, Robbie, for building a family-safe car for us.
Thank you. You're welcome. You have a great weekend.
You too. Bye, Robbie.
Bye-bye. That was a cool call. I like those calls. All right, so we're going to go into testing. And funny was, somebody asked about fuel. Does anyone want to talk fuel, regular key, and speed key? Regular key. I'm a big fan of the 85. With all the testing we've done, it does things for the engine. It acts a bit like alcohol, so the the engine actually runs cooler. The exhaust temperatures are higher, but the piston temperature is cooler. It's better for knock protection, and that's how we're easily able to get more power out of it. We did find E85 in Riverside, but we did not find E85 in Parker Havasu, which was a little bit disappointing when we were there last week. So we'll talk to our buddies over at F&L and see if maybe we can, there's 2 fuel stations there in Havasu. And holy shit. Sorry, made a mistake tonight. I know Bruce very well, and he was on my mind. And the other one, Bruce from VP. And how do I say it? Step on my foot there on that one. They have 2 VP stations there, one at Parker Oil and one on Highway 95. We literally pulled in there and washed the car off the other night after testing. So I know they are VP stores, and we will see if we can get some E85 at those 2 stores as well. I know there's a VP store in Havasu as well. Sorry, Bruce. Mixed up my 2 Bruces.
Gallon size. Get some sleep.
Huh?
Get some sleep.
Get some sleep. Yeah, this is what happens when you fly a red eye without sleep. Gallon size, our tank, has it come back? Did we get our tank back from testing? Okay, so we sent a tank out for testing, a manufactured tank, not a pre-manufactured. It's out for testing of fuel pump pressure and rollover. We should have it back. I was hoping to have it back this week. I'll do everything I can by Wednesday to get you an exact quantity of fuel in the tank. And like I said, I did take the red eye last night after a full day of testing, so I'm a bit delirious here. Sorry, guys, over VP. As for high octane tunes, this is a question from a customer. Can I run race fuel in it? And our fuel trim does not recognize the weight of race fuel or higher octane. So the E85, what would you call it?
Specific gravity.
Spec-
The sensor measures the.
Come on over. Come on over, Daniel. Give me the lowdown of what this really is.
Talking about E85, somebody asked, will it ruin anything if it's left in for weeks?
Yep. So far, not. We have left it in for weeks, and we have not seen any issues. But Daniel, you're going to have to stand over closer to me here a little bit. Would you explain how this works? Now, obviously, better fuel is going to be better for knock protection. We do have knock sensors built into the engine tune, but the fuel, it will not sense.
Can't measure the octane.
Can't measure the octane content. Thank you. Would you kind of give them a little explanation of
Yeah.
it?
So essentially, how it works is there's a flex fuel sensor, which is similar to what comes on GMs and production vehicles that are capable of running on flex fuel. So it measures the specific gravity of the fuel coming in. So if it's pure E85, it's got a certain weight, it knows that. If it's pure gasoline, it knows that different weight or any mixture in between. And it basically will adjust the boost level, the maximum boost level when it's unlocked on the speed key to allow you to make up to what we determine is a safe limit for that mixture of fuel. So when we were out testing, we had run on E85 at first and then started dumping in some regular fuel. And you could watch on our E85 meter, it was going from 85% to 50%, 30%, and it was constantly adjusting the tune on the fly to accommodate for that fuel mixture coming in. So that works by just measuring the specific gravity of the fuel. But what it can't do is measure the octane content. So yes, you could make a tune that runs safe on race fuel at a higher boost level, but we can't measure that from the factory. So that needs to be an aftermarket tune that because we can't be responsible for someone putting in lower grade fuel when it's expecting a higher octane fuel. So to be safe, it's the E85 or the low boost tune.
All right, thank you for that, Daniel. Great explanation. If they have a speed key in 91, it's going to sense. All we're doing with the speed key is we're opening up the E85 tune. So please understand the speed key opens up the E85 tune and allows you to play in that game.
It's technically the same tune, it's just a different boost limit.
Yep, so as Daniel said, in theory, the same tune, still has NOx sensors, but we can increase boost on E85 versus on 91. Engine runs cooler, it's safer. I do want to talk about the CVs just a little bit. We'll get into some of our tech tunes as we start releasing cars, but really want to explain how the CV works. The CV has a lot of travel in the ball tracks themselves. So a lot of people are wondering, how are we getting the wheel travel? And this is something, when I was at Polaris, it's something I wanted to have on the car, but we didn't have the CV joint figured out. So we continued after those days to develop the CV joint. And this CV joint has a threaded locking ring here. Yes, we did go ahead and patent this piece. It has a sealed O-ring inside there to keep it sealed, but this retains this ball. And this ball track does not slide on the splines like a normal 930, 934 CV. It locks to the splines and does all the travel throughout the ball track here. This is obviously a brand new one. They're a little stiffer when they're new, but they wear themselves in right away and they get very, very free. But we're able to get a lot of wheel travel out of the plunge. And so when you look at this and you're looking inside of it, you say, well, you're not going to get much wheel travel with the CV plunged all the way to one side. Well, as it goes down through the travel, the axle has to get longer. It slides the ball to the outside, allows us to get our 32 degrees of CV angle, and allows us to have zero track change, very good drivability in the car. Now, more importantly than this, once we do this, because now we got to hold this thing into the differential. And I want to show you this little hourglass shape that we worked on with Jesse and Mike Nemec back in the day. And we really focused on making this piece work. And this is something, basically I came in one morning and kind of had a napkin drawing. So I think I figured this out. And then we just went through a couple iterations here. But as you can see over here, if we can slide the cameras over this side, this is sealed to the CV. It's got a little spring here. When we screw this in, it drives this hourglass to the left, which then drives these pins up the hourglass, and it raises up the circlip and locks it in. On a Polaris and Can-Am, you slam the CV into the diff. It moves the little circlip, the little round circlip. On here, you don't have to do that. You just loosen this guy up. It drops down. You slide it in. You make sure that it's all the way in and it registers. You dial this guy into the bottom. You put your self double nut locking right here, and it raises it up and it holds it in the differential. Guys have a lot of problems installing these. So as you start playing with your car, make sure you read our manuals and watch some of our installation manuals, and make sure you don't put too much pressure here and actually strip and gall this point out. So it's important that, that you do put your grease inside here. And the reason for putting grease in here means you can't Loctite it. Well, we went ahead and put a double nut in it, so basically jammed the threads and locked it down so it never comes loose with all the vibration throughout miles and miles of dirt gravel roads. So the CV joint is a patented product that we did about 5 years ago, and maybe a little bit more than that. But this is how we're able to get the wheel travel and the reliability. UTV Nationals, tons of guys had axle and CV problems. No double X's that run our axles had any issues. One of the roughest tracks out there in the desert. That's going to be it for tonight's show. I tried to go to page number 12. We're done for the night, 45 minutes again. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm sorry we had some profanity on some of the social media side of things. Any of you guys that want to give me a call and have a conversation, as a man, you can dial up my phone anytime you want. Keep it off the social media. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Be safe, and we'll be back on Wednesday night. Thank you.
reasons. If the wheels are turning on the dyno, nobody's in the room. If you're in the car, don't get out until I stop the wheels.
What RPM is that?
If I can get the GoPro streaming to my phone from there, that would be
UTV, basically playing with clutches. We're not focused on power.
Every 3 horsepower we get, Robbie buys tacos.
One exit.
that's not bad.
180 on out. That was in the hard sand.
Tightening that clutch up made all the difference.
You've been through those bumps before, right? Those are rough.
They're pretty rough.
They just dance us.
So that back
get on
section
top?
that we were ripping,
Yeah.
is that the section that you had filmed from the truck?
That was awesome.
You hate
It is right there. Brakes, 200 degrees.
very positive.
I'm just trying to get
Is that your race bike?
literally. No. Eleven, 208, 209, 211, 212, 213.
There and then dancing up on top of the.
It's got a little. It's pulling on right there.
Anything new?
What was that?
Tighten that.